Hello, heroes and villains. Welcome to the second episode of Map Lore, where I'm going to be exploring the the various maps of Marvel Rivals and talk a little bit about where they are and what's going on. Maybe find some nice little Easter eggs and nods to other characters and places. Today's episode is going to be about Klyntar, the home world of the symbiotes, which is kind of funny since it's not actually a real planet. Klyntar was made by the King in Black, Null, to act as his base of operations while he was trying to conquer the universe and destroy all life, because he does not like life. And when we first spawn in, we actually spawn into Venom's room at Klyntar, because he spends a lot of time here. Like you can see here, Venom and Eddie. Even though the first time he shows up here, Venom, it's not Eddie, it's Flash Thompson. Sadly, he does not survive. Well, I think maybe he survives the visit, but he's not Venom anymore. Funny thing. Yeah, he talks about chocolate. Apparently it's stashed chocolate here somewhere, which is kind of funny. So we're gonna make our way towards the start. All these buildings, they were actually not built by the symbiotes. My theory is that they were built by the Kree, because the Kree found this planet and they tried to make super soldiers out of the symbiotes, and so they would meld together with Kree individuals. It was a massive failure. Only one actually survived and is still alive right now. This symbol here at the start of the map, this is actually the symbol of the Kree Empire. I think it's specifically like something like the Navy. Captain Marvel has it on his chest, and if you read especially some of the older comics, you'll see that the Kree, they actually, well, most of them have this on their chest. I'm going to show the Defender's location later. Here is where the Guardians of the Galaxy are trying to fix the ship, which you can actually see right over there. That's the Milano, the home ship of the Guardians of the Galaxy, named after Alyssa Milano, which was is an actress and was very popular in the days of Peter Quill's younger days. One of his teenage crushes, I'm guessing. Don't know what kind of rifle that is. But anyway, this is clearly the Guardians of the Galaxy, because you can see the schematics for the Milano, one of Star-Lord's elemental guns, and Rocket Raccoon's weapon / healing, well, repair mode. Bang boom, yes. I know there's something over here. This symbol is a symbol of the Skrull-Kree Alliance, which happens after both the Kree and the Skrulls, they lose most of their worlds and they're sort of scattered across the stars, and they're unified after a while. Fun fact is, everything that's alive on this planet is Klyntar. I mean, they're symbiotes, because the word Klyntar, it means cage. So the world, and that's because Null is trapped inside this celestial body. But the fun thing is that it's also the word for symbiote. And it's a little interesting name, because it's sort of like walking around in a cage, I guess. So Klyntar means, well, it's a word for the symbiote, it's a word for the planet, and it means cage. because this is a prison planet. They say that in the lore that Null is trapped inside this planet, just as in the comics. But they're also saying that there's some kind of cosmic fire in here beneath the surface, and that's most likely the Phoenix, because cosmic fire and the Phoenix sort of go hand in hand. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to jump out and join as a defender and show you some stuff over there. So now we're going to join in as a defender instead, and we're going to look at the starting location there, because there's a couple of interesting things going on there. This ship in the background is most likely the Milano, by the way. The funny thing that they say that the location Klyntar, the location of Klyntar is like a big secret, because it doesn't really orbit anything anymore. It's just sort of drifting out into unknown space, and it's almost impossible to find, which, you know, is what the Celestials want, because the Celestials and Null are not friends, not even close. They're mortal enemies. This is the Celestial Codex. I'm not sure entirely what it is, but a codex is what happens when a symbiote merges with anyone. When you become a host of a symbiote, you get like a codex written into your DNA, which sends the information about who you are and, you know, your physical state, your abilities and all that into the hive mind of the symbiotes. Sort of like a record. Think of it like an archive or a codex. Which means that if you get into contact with almost any symbiotic, like Klyntar life form, it can actually trigger the codex, so you turn into it becomes like a symbiote. It's pretty interesting. And if a symbiote like devours someone who has like a codex inside them, or if they somehow extract a codex and they assimilate it, they actually become more powerful and learn like some of their skills and some of their powers. So let's say if one of Null's servants were to eat Venom, then most likely that servant would start to look a lot more like Venom, like Spider-Man with the whole spider symbol, and, you know, use the webbing and stuff. This is pretty interesting. I'm not sure who that is. I think that might actually be Null, like a status of his prison or something. But this is a record of the active symbiotes. See there, Venom. That's because that's Eddie Brock, and he's alive, obviously, in the field in Klyntar. And then they have 3 more. One of them is Eugene Thompson, which, if you have seen Spider-Man, that's Flash Thompson. So Flash Thompson was actually host to Venom for quite a while, and he was up in space, and he was known as, you know, a space knight, defending people and stuff. Was a big good guy. Unfortunately, he didn't survive, and Venom found its way to Eddie Brock again. Then there are 2 others. Can't really remember their names exactly. Resolution isn't very good on the text. Anyway, one of them is a Kree, the only surviving member of the Kree Super Soldier program using symbiotes. And the third one is sort of like a good guy symbiote that tries to help and defend the universe and stuff. Because the symbiotes, Venom and, you know, Carnage and those guys.
Hi, baby. Can you believe that my beautiful ship is just lying here on this messed up planet? It breaks my heart.
See, yeah, it actually says it. Anyway, symbiotes aren't inherently evil. It's just they are kind of parasitic in nature with some life forms, because they feed off of things like stress hormones and stuff. So they can sort of wear out their hosts pretty easily. And everything that's alive on this planet is a symbiote. As you can see here, these are symbiotes. These are like Klyntar life forms. So if we as people would land here, everything would probably try to, devour us. And those are the, stasis pods where they store the different symbiote life forms. And this facility is probably one of those facilities that I talked about where the Kree tried to merge people, their citizens with symbiotes so they could become like super soldiers. Because symbiotes have a couple of unique properties, and one of them is that if a symbiote merges with you, they can sort of breathe in. They can help you breathe when you normally couldn't, like when you're out in space. So it's like wearing a spacesuit all the time. That, and of course the regenerative properties and the powerful stuff, and all that stuff. What makes me a bit doubtful that everything here is Kree is the style is so this. I mean, it's possible that Null built this, but all of this would be underground, because when Null was active on the planet, it's been so long that there's like this big crust on the planet. That's why people mistake it for a normal planet. It's if they actually saw beneath the surface, they would see that this is actually just a part of a celestial that was repurposed. All this stuff, this dirt and these trees and everything, they didn't exist in those days. It's been a very long time since Null was out. So everything you see here is symbiote-based life forms, like these trees. It's weird. But it's kind of cool. I don't know if there's anything left to actually look at. Except like the occasional scrap of stuff that the Guardians have left behind while they were running around. Like some graffiti. It's technically in there. Bang boom. So even these plants have, they're all predatory. Everything's predatory here. They actually have a voice line between Venom and Star-Lord when they're talking, and Venom is surprised that he actually survived his visit, because everything tries to eat you. Absolutely everything. And this is apparently the access point to, below the surface, even though there's nothing here to actually indicate that there's anything special about this place. Fun fact about Null is that he's actually had a couple of Easter eggs in the movies. For instance, Hela's weapons that she uses to fight the Asgardians, and why she has such an easy time dispatching all of them, is because those weapons are made by Null, and they're made to kill gods. And the sword that Gore the God Butcher uses is the Necrosword, and the Necrosword was created by Null. It was like his go-to weapon, basically. And it's a it's not even semi-sentient, it's a sentient weapon that can harm anything, kill anything. Don't think there's anything left over there. Anyway, the symbiotes were created to destroy all life, or help Null destroy all life. They were his tools, and when Null was done with them, he basically told them that he was done with them. He didn't want anything to do with them anymore. And that's why the symbiotes became, well, let's just say they became upset, and they sealed them inside this planet. But Null has actually made moves upon the Earth before he gets out. Specifically, he sends, or rather controls, the Grendel and Grendel's mother, which are, as those who have read Beowulf, mythical creatures, but they were destroyed by Thor. So Null is very aware of the danger of the danger Earth represents to his plans. One of the reasons why he gives that much focus to the planet. Anyway, I hope you learned something, and if you have any questions or if I missed something, please just add it to the comments below. And I hope you like, share, and subscribe, because it would help me a lot to get this channel going, and I can improve my video skills and all that stuff. Anyway, see you next time.